A pleasant day to everyone. We are the Group 4, which is the Akuba team. The voice that you are listening right now is Mr. Alcantara, and for this discussion, we will be tackling about the points of expanded networking diagramming. But before we proceed, let me have formality to introduce myself. I am Jefferson T. Alcantara, the first letter in the group Akuba, which is the A stands for Alcantara. And for today's presentation, the parts that I will be discussed to you is all about the definitions of expanded, networking, and diagramming. Why we need to know the definition of these three? For us to have background into the main points that will be discussing to you by my group mates. Take note that all those three words will be only defined and can use this as a little set of background when we will be proceeding into the main topic. Um, Listen and watch carefully because this is not only a recorded discussion, but we'll have a surprise at the end of the reporting. So, listen. So here I am right now. We're going to define the expanded, networking, and the diagram. The first word is expanded. So kapag naririnig natin yung salitang expanded, yung naiisip natin o pumupunta sa ating isipan is about like mapapalawak or something like extension or extended, and it's enlarging. So according to the definition that has been browsed on the internet, this is to increase in size, number, or importance, or to make something increase in this way. The second word that we will be defining is the networking. The definition of networking is used by professionals to widen their circles of acquaintances, find out about job opportunities, and increase their awareness of news and trends in their fields. Business owners may network to develop relationships with people and companies that they may do business with in the future. Networking is a way to build lasting relationships with mutual benefits in addition to exchanging information. So just like in making a project or a program, we need to have a networking with people, especially in a community. Kung gusto natin na maging progress and develop yung gagawin nating program or project, kailangan nating magkaroon ng interconnection sa mga taong makakatulong sa atin at tutulungan din natin sila. Just like, it's like a vice versa thing and like a give and take, something like a relationship like that. And the last one is the definition of diagramming. According to our research, diagramming represents something in graphic form. A diagram is a visual representation of systems, structures, and relationships between things. Some diagram types are referred to as a map or chart or graph, but fall under the diagram category. For example, mind maps, flowcharts, and organizational charts. So as you can see that there is one example of diagram here, and by that you can see the use of lines, and this really helps kung paano natin maintindihan yung representation flow nito. So yan lang yung definition ng tatlo about the expanded, the networking, and diagramming. It's not yet the main points, but we just give you a locale for you to have information on the next report that will be discussed to you by my group mates. So thank you for listening.
Before we proceed for the main topic, let me introduce first myself. I am Castillo O'Brien, the second letter from the group Acuba. So, what is basic network diagramming? On my own understanding, Basic network diagramming ay ginagamit sa step-by-step processing sa pagkamit ng isang project, and also ito ay ginagamit rin sa pag-visualize sa isang activity or task. Dito natin malalaman kung gaano nga ba katagal o gaano nga ba kadaling matapos ang isang project. So, there are two main types of network diagram in project management. The arrow diagramming method, ADM, also known as activity network diagram or activity on arrow, and the precedence diagramming method, PDM, also known as node network or activity on node. Arrow diagram method or ADM. The ADM or activity network diagram uses arrows to represent activities associated with the project. It's important to note that due to the ADM's limitations, it is no longer widely used in project management. However, it's still useful to understand ADMs so that you can recognize these diagrams if they arise in your work environment. Arrow diagramming method. Ito ay ginagamitan ng arrow para i-present ang isang activities. Like, para mas madaling maintindihan ang pinipresent ng isang project team member. As you can see everyone, ito ay halimbawa ng arrow diagramming method. And for now, gagawa ako ng halimbawa kung paano ko naintindihan ang arrow diagramming method. Gawin natin halimbawa ang Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino Program or 4Ps beneficiaries, from being independent to dependent. The tail of the arrow represents the start of the activity and the head represents the finish. The length of the arrow typically denotes the duration of the activity. So, yung length na ito ay yung kung gaano sila katagal na nabibenefisyuhan ng 4Ps ng Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino Program. Then, each arrow connects two boxes known as nodes. The nodes are used to represent the start or end of an activity in a sequence. The starting node of an activity is sometimes called the e-nodes. So, ito yung starting. And with the final node of a sequence, sometimes called the J-node, because this is the finish. The only relationship between the nodes and activity that an ADM chart can be represent is finish to start. Una kasi, nagiging independent muna sila dahil ang nakukuha nilang benefits ay nanggagaling sa gobyerno. Pero once na natuto sila para maging dependent, lalo na kapag nagtungtong sa hustong taong gulang ang isang member ng pamilya ng 4Ps ay magiging dependent na sila. Ito ay pagtulong lamang sa mga needy people para matutunan nila sa takdang panahon ang tumayo sa kanilang sariling mga paa. And that's all. My example. Thank you.
Hi guys, I am Joffrey L. Orubio from San Lucas, Magsingal, Ilocos Sur. I am 20 years old, turning 21 on November 9, and my hobby is riding motorcycle. Precedence Diagram Method or PDM. PDM network diagrams are frequently used in project management today and are a more efficient alternative to ADMs. In the precedence diagramming method for creating network diagrams, each box or node represents an activity with the arrows representing relationships between the different activities. The arrows can be therefore represent all four possible relationships. Finish to start or FS. When an activity cannot start before another activity finishes. Start to start or SS. When two activities are able to start simultaneously. Finish to finish or FF. When two tasks need to finish together. Start to finish or SF. This is an uncommon dependency and only used when one activity cannot finish until another activity starts. In PDM, lead times and lag times can be written alongside the arrows. If a particular activity is going to require 10 days to elapse until the next activity can occur, for example, you can simply write 10 days over the arrow representing the relationship between the connected nodes. So the diagram shows the interdependencies between and among the activities in a certain project. For example, the activity A and B can be done at the same time, but activities in C can't follow immediately without going through activity D. Activities C and E are the finishing touches.
In addition, for the given example by Mr. Orobio, the project is start here. From the starting point, activity A and C will both empirical start. Once the activity A will finish, so then activity B will start. Similarity, activity D will start once this C will finish. Here remember, both activities A and B are empirical. If we say empirical, this means derived from or guided by experience or experiment. A and B are empirical to C and D. Once activity B and activity D will finish, then activity E will start. Once activity E will finish, then project will finish.
Hi, ako nga pala si Richelle Bautista. Surat tayong pinanganak pero minalas sa pag-ibig. Char! Simple lang ako pero may talento. Talento kong mangarap ng taong kahit kailan hindi ako yung pinangarap. Char again! Di man ako yung pinangarap pero pangarap ko pa rin ang ibigin siya. Yun lamang and I thank you. Benefits of a project manager network diagram. A network diagram allows a project manager to track each element of a project and quickly share its status with others. Network diagrams, on the other hand, are great for planning, so they can identify all the tasks need to complete your project. So its other benefits includes: first, visual representation of process for stakeholders. So stakeholders need to understand what data they are most interested. Find out that stakeholders want to know something else. So this way will save your time and help your stakeholders get information they need all at the same time. The second one is establishing project workflow. If you work on projects or manage a team that does how quickly a project can start to spiral. Dahil kung hindi maayos ang daloy ng trabaho, nagsisimula itong maging mahirap. So a threat sa project to be success happens when contributors don't have clarify about what need to happen. Lastly, trafficking dependencies and potential bottlenecks. So the project dependencies are any tasks, events, or situations that are either dependent on a previous completion of a task or on which a task independent on. Dahil sa tuwing may proyekto, laging may dependency. So ang bottleneck naman ay isang salik panloob man o panlabas na kung saan ay pumipigil sa paggalaw ng isang proyekto. So research also shows that depicting data in a visual way can improve comprehension, enhance retention, meaning that a network diagram can boost performance and productivity while reducing stress among your team members.
Good day, everyone. I am Mary Grace Acosta, and I will be the one who will summarize our topic for today, which is expanded network diagramming. So, in all aspects, expanded network diagramming is about expanding and widening a firm used by professionals to widen their companies and businesses in the future. There are two main types of network diagram in project management, which is the arrow diagram method and the present diagram method. So, first is the ADM or the arrow diagram method, which these arrows represent activities associated with the project. However, this kind of method is no longer used, but at some point, this method still has a great impact when recognizing diagrams in the field of work environment. Second, the PDM or the Predence diagram method, which certainly used in project management up into this generation because it's more efficient and a great alternative to ADM. Next is the benefits of the project management diagram. The benefits of the project management diagram is to track each of the elements of a certain project and it quickly share it as a status with others. The benefits includes the following. First, visual representation of progress for stakeholders, which the stakeholders need to understand the data that they are interested in. Furthermore, this will allow you and your stakeholders will get the certain information they need to know as quickly as possible. Second, establishing project workflows. This will help to manage the team on the certain idea that they build. This will take them as a guide to have a successful project. Lastly, tracking dependencies and potential bottlenecks, which this project depends on any track event or situation. It's a mere fact or either dependency or previous completion on a certain tracks. Thank you.
Ayan everyone, tapos na ang aming discussion about sa network diagramming method. And now, sa tingin ko, naintindihan nyo naman ng maayos ang aming topic. Kaya kung maaalala nyo, may sinabi si Mr. Jefferson Alcantara kanina na makinig at panoorin ng mabuti ang aming video presentation. So, handa na ba kayo everyone? Una, magkakaroon tayo ng quiz na 10 items. Ito ay true or false lamang, kaya don't worry everyone, madali lang to. At kayang-kaya nyo itong gawin sa 5 minuto lamang. Good luck! At yun, tagumpay na natapos natin ang ating maikling pagsusulit. Kaya naman ang susunod na ating gagawin ay maglalaro. Familiar ba kayo sa search word? Dahil kung oo, yun ang ating lalaruin. Gawin lamang ito sa hindi higit 7 minuto. Good luck ulit everyone! Time's up! I hope everyone enjoyed our game. And I hope marami tayong natutunan sa aming video presentation. Again, we are the group Akuba. Thank you for watching and listening.